Hey folks, welcome back to Sua Sponte Overland. Again, my name's Aaron. Today we're just going to do a really short video on the AEV 2-inch spacer lift for the Jeep Mojave, the Gladiator Mojave, with the geometry relocation bracket. I know I had said that we were going to do a camping stove video and some other things. The weather here in East Tennessee just has not been very conducive to doing that. More than likely going to drop this weekend. I think we'll go ahead and get that done, so just stay tuned for that. And right now, just want to do a really quick overview, walk around of the different components and the overall difference in the stance that that lift puts on my Jeep Gladiator. All right, guys. So as you can see here, it's a little tight getting in here, but you can see the AEV spacers here for the coils come with the kit. They also come with spacers down here. It's a little hard to see. I'll try to get in there the best I can for the hydraulic bump stock. So with the 2 inches of lift that it puts on there, you need to kind of get about 2 inches back on your bump stops, or else you'll never stop out if you are running real fast and hit significant bumps. Your sway bars, they did come with longer sway bars, both front and rear. With all of this, it allowed you to keep your Fox performance shocks here with your external reservoir, which in my opinion are probably some of the best shocks that I've ever ran on a Jeep. And I've had Bilsteins and some other brands of shocks. Down below here, this is part of the geometry relocation bracket. It drops your lower control arm down, so it keeps the ride factory pretty much the same as you would get straight out of the factory. And you can see now that some of these parts, because of the lift, are accessible. I did miss a lot of dirt and mud that when we were on the Florida Adventure Trail, so I'm gonna have to do another cleaning on that probably this weekend once the weather breaks. But as you can see, we have plenty of room in those wheel wells. It does hit considerably higher. I didn't think it was actually going to sit as high as it does with the 2 inches. At this point, I do have to throw Jennifer in the passenger seat because she can barely get up on those steps to get in there. She is a little smaller girl. So in the back here, I'm just starting the back of the back, and you can see much longer sway bar links. And in the back, you can't really see it, but you have this block here that picks up the additional 2 inches of space for the rear bump stops. And most of the other components are really hard to get under there unless I use a creeper and get under there. But you can see a significant amount of dirt and mud that I missed from almost 2 months ago. And believe it or not, I've actually washed this thing about 3 times. Dirt and mud that we brought back from the Florida Adventure Trail, which we had a fantastic time on. So again, just a really quick overview. You can see that the stance does sit significantly higher. You do get quite more room in that wheel well on both the front and the rear. Okay, so again, just a really quick overview and a walk around with the AEV 2-inch spacer lift. with the geometry relocation brackets. And one of the reasons why I did this, I know people are probably asking, well, why'd you put it on there? Because the Mojave's got plenty of clearance. Was that we went to the Florida Adventure Trail, and I had the overlanding trailer, and the bed was all packed out. I lost about an inch and a half of clearance because it squatted so much. So I wanted to get that back. And actually the AEV 2-inch spacer lift is designed specifically for that. They make them in two different models, one specifically for the Mojave, so you can keep your factory suspension system that is very, very high dollar, high quality. I don't think anybody wants to put a different lift on here and lose that suspension system. So they make one specifically for the Mojave, and then they make another kit specifically for the Rubicons, the Willys Wheeler, and the other models, the sport model and everything. So I have driven this for a few days now. I have not seen any noticeable degradation in ride quality. I actually think the suspension feels a little better at this point. I haven't taken it off-road yet, so that's still a due out. But generally, just driving around town and where I've driven it the last couple of days, I do feel a difference, and it's actually a very positive difference. So if you like all the content on the channel, I know we're a relatively new channel, go ahead and do me a favor, like, subscribe, and if you could, share. And we will have a couple more videos coming out before our next trail ride adventure here later on this summer. So until next time, I'll see you on the trails.